The good life, full of fun, seems to be the ideal.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Got a big day, very exciting today. Have a helper, famous helper. I forgot your name. Your name is?
Vito Borio.
Vito Borio. Your relationship to me is you are my second son. Are you excited to be here today?
Oh yeah.
What are we making?
We're making apple dumplings.
Do you like apple dumplings?
Yes.
What would you say would be a nice thing to drizzle over the top of an apple dumpling?
Cinnamon sauce.
Cinnamon sauce. And then to accompany the apple dumpling with cinnamon sauce, you would like to put what next to it?
Vanilla ice cream.
Oh my God. Is that what we're hitting today? Are we going to strike it out of the park?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question just quickly to do our shameless plug. Would you be this Vito right here?
Yeah.
So this is your olive oil?
Yes.
From your house out in Italy?
Yes.
Well, that's very exciting. Pretty awesome, right? You guys can grab that right online. There's my shameless plug, cookingitalianwithjoe.com. All right, so let's get started. We're going to do something a little bit different. And one of the ways we're going to do apple dumplings, I'm going to show you, and Vito loves it this way, is we're going to roast the apples before we actually put it in the dough and bake it again. So we're going to essentially twice bake it. And the reason you do that is you get a little caramelization on the apple and the sugar that you wouldn't be able to get if you just wrap it in dough and bake it. So it's going to add a little bit extra flavor, a little different texture, a little extra crunch. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So that being said, I've got about 15 apples that I peeled, cored, and eighth here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We got some melted butter, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the butter in the apples. We're going to coat the apples, and then we're going to add sugar and cinnamon to them. We're going to place them on a pan. We're going to roast them. It's going to be absolutely delicious. Are you excited about that?
Yeah.
All right, so you like to peel, or do you want me to peel this apple?
It's your show.
Just for that. I appreciate that. But it's your oil. Do you like the olive oil that we got? Is it exciting?
It's very good.
It's very good, right? You don't seem really excited. When I said, hey, we finally bottled the olive oil, and we're going to bring it here, and you said what? What was your answer? Cool, and do you remember what you said?
No.
You said how much money we're going to make. That was it. That's all he was concerned about. It wasn't about anything else. All right, so listen, while I'm hitting this little, I thought I'd, peel an apple and core just to show you how I do it. You know, one of the reasons I like to do that is because I love all my gadgets. Doesn't Dad love all his gadgets in the kitchen? So you play football, right?
Yeah.
What position are you playing football? Fullback, and you play for what? Who do you play for? Modified Casanova Lakers. Is it a beautiful day here in Casanova or what?
Yeah, it's pretty beautiful.
So I got about 14, 15 apples. So that's all I'm doing. Got one of my little gadgets right here. We're gonna pop that puppy in there, right? And just push it down. Watch this. It's like a magic trick, isn't it? Oh my gosh, look at that. Isn't that awesome? So that's it. So that's what I did, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what happened here, okay? Go ahead, throw them right in there. You're awesome. Excellent helper, excellent helper. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to ask you, now this is a little warm, just if you would, drizzle that right over the top of these apples. Can you do that? Mm-hmm. Here you go. So we're just taking melted butter. We got about 2.5 sticks of melted butter. It's a great song by Sinatra. Remember we used to play this all the time in the Cadillac with the top down? Good stuff. It's my first. Keep going. Just keep going. There's nothing better than butter. I almost screwed that up. There's nothing better than butter, sugar, and cinnamon over apples. Yeah? Good stuff. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Go, 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 go. That's beautiful. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do, essentially what you're doing is you're making a butter bath, and you're just going to put all this across. And Vito, if you would, buddy, can you grab me a fork? And the moment here, what you're trying to do now, the butter is going to solidify here in a second, okay? Or almost get solid. So you want to make sure that all the apples are covered with butter. All right? Boy, is it a beautiful day here today or what? It's gorgeous. All right, so you're just going to keep coating the apples. All right, now what I'm going to ask you to do.
Just grab the cinnamon.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually have you put the cinnamon in the sugar. So what we have here is 1 cup of sugar and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Generally the rule there.
Mix it.
Yeah, mix it up. You know what I'm gonna do too? Let me grab a little bit of nutmeg to give it a little extra.
Just a little smell.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't even just scrape it right in there. So I'm going to put about a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg in there as well, just to give it a little Italian flair. So I got a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and 1 cup of sugar. And a lot of times, you know, you can put different flavors in there as well. This just gives it a really nice flavor. The nutmeg gives it that, again, a little bit richer flavor, and gives you a little home flavor of Italy. So that's what nutmeg is used so commonly out in Italy. And you know, I'll tell you, nutmeg complements any cream or cheese. So what's nice is we're going to use whipped cream, homemade whipped cream on top. I know you don't like whipped cream. And second, we're going to use vanilla ice cream. So you're going to take the vanilla ice cream with the whipped cream and the nutmeg. Oh, it's going to be great. Are we good? You solid about that? All right, go ahead. Throw it right in there. Oh my God. Oh. So we're going to just spread that across. Keep going. Just don't even worry about it. Just dump it all in there. It'll mix. I like the accent of the red towel over your shoulder. You got class, brother. And he likes to cook with me a lot, right, V? What's your favorite food or dish that we make in the kitchen?
I don't know, actually.
You don't know? All right, so your sugar's in, your cinnamon's in, you ready to go?
Yep.
All right, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna coat all the apples with
Cinnamon and sugar.
cinnamon sugar. So you want to make sure they're all coated. And what that's going to do now, that sugar is going to get hot in the oven. And as it gets hot, oh, does that smell awesome or what? Smell that. That's good stuff, right? What does Grandma Borio always make you when you don't feel good? What does she always make apples with cinnamon and sugar? Sprinkle it over? No. Maybe when you're little. Maybe she did it with Joey Moore. She used to do it with me all the time. All right, so here we go. So now, these are pretty good.
Yep.
We're gonna pull this over. Now what I got here is just a cookie sheet with a parchment, okay? And we're gonna put the apples all over the. Now what I try to do here when I do this, you're gonna have some butter and some sugar on the bottom. So you wanna keep that there so that you can put some over the top, you know, because some will have a little bit more or butter sugar than others. So let's see how well we get that done. And this works good with Frank Sinatra playing in the back. I don't know if you know that or not, Vito. Vito, is Frank Sinatra one of your best singers ever? I mean, do you like to listen to him of everybody?
No, I kind of hate it with the fiery back.
Seriously? So you're telling me on live TV that you don't like Frank Sinatra? That's what you're saying?
That is what.
Okay. What about The Good Life? What about Bobby Darin? You like Bobby Darin?
Singers.
Somewhere Beyond the Sea?
Beyond. No. Any singers behind the I would say 80s or 70s.
Really?
I hope they.
Okay, that's interesting to hear. Didn't know that. All right, so what we're doing here is we're just spreading these out, okay? Now, the key on this, so everybody knows, sometimes, you know, everyone's like, why are you so picky about it? You want all the apples to cook evenly, so thank you. So if they're spread out evenly, that's why I got my little, I'm a gadget guy, if you guys haven't figured that out yet.
You said that.
Did I say that earlier?
Yes.
So I'm a gadget guy, said it 3 times now.
Yep.
And what it does is it allows you to just get in there. Now you're gonna see some of that stuff right there, that butter and cinnamon and sugar, some of that's gonna caramelize on its own, and that's fine. So what you do is, beautiful, spread that out, and then we'll use those scrapings. Don't even get nervous about it, because we're gonna use some of those scrapings on the inside when we make the dumplings individually. We're gonna make small dumplings. We're gonna use about 3 to 4, thank you, 3 to 4 slices of apple in each, okay? All right, so we're gonna get this going. Now this is gonna go in the oven about 20 minutes. I've got the oven at 375. So.
Do you want this in the sink or do you want me to use it?
You know what, let me see that really quick. I That's good stuff. I want to try a little bit of that. Do you want to try a little bit of that?
I'm good.
Seriously. I was curious to see if it tasted the same off the spatula as it did the knife.
Is there any difference there?
No, they were both very yummy. All right, so we're good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in the oven. Excited about that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so why don't you go ahead and do it? Okay, no forgiveness in there. All right, so we got that going. So now we're 375, we're gonna go in there about 20 minutes, all right?
All right.
So that's number one. Number two, we have to make
The dough.
the dough. You excited about this?
Let's do it.
All right, so I'm gonna share my secret recipe of dough.
Okay.
Is that okay? Is everybody all right with that?
Yep. Do you want to
Because
make
it's
it?
pretty awesome. Yeah, why don't we do that, all right? So real easy. I'm gonna use a food processor today. You can use you have to use either a food processor or a pastry knife, if you will. Yep. So this is our egg wash. What I've got in there is 1 egg white and some water, okay? And that's not for now. We're gonna use that to kind of put everything together. Okay guys, what I've got here is just over 2 cups of flour that is non-bleached, unenriched, non-GMO pastry flour. Remember, you don't want to use bread flour in anytime you're making like a light crust because it's got too much protein, so it's gonna be too heavy. It's gonna make too heavy of a crust. All right, so we've got 2 cups. We're gonna use a pinch, just a little pinch of salt. Okay? Nope, we're not using that, honey. That's our wash. We're gonna use that for the wash. Okay? So hold on. Then what we've got is butter, and I've got it's about 1.5 sticks, but technically it's 15 tablespoons of butter, okay? And then we're gonna use 2 tablespoons of cold water, ice cold water. I'll show you how to do that, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this over to the food processor, when you go, and our lovely camera and producer. Oh, yep, that's all right.
Alright.
Yep, just go slow. Go in there, you gotta turn it this way. And then it'll kind of find its way. There you go. And then turn it to the right.
It's not going on.
That's right. How long is it?
There we go.
Perfect. Okay. Pop that on. This way. Close it. I'm going to pull this out. Okay. And then what I want you to do is where it says dough. Okay. Okay, guys. So what we want to do is we've got the food processor. All right. And I always like to just hit it quick. I've got it on the dough setting. All right, and then what it does, it just loosens up everything and it stirs in the salt, okay? Then we're gonna take some unsalted butter. We're gonna take 15 tablespoons. And Vito, I'm gonna turn that on and go ahead and put in maybe 2 at a time. Yeah, and let it break up a little bit. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to make essentially almost like a breadcrumb consistency. You don't wanna make it where it's all mixed together like a huge dough. Why? Because you want little teeny balls, teeny weeny little crumbs of butter to get in between the flour. And when you cook it, what happens, what makes a dough really flaky is not just the fat content, but the butter gives off its steam. Like a pastry dough, it gives off water, the steam, and as it does so, it creates little layers of flour, butter, and salt, and it really gives you a beautiful texture. So that's what you're trying to create. And let's see where we're at. Yeah, so if you can come on right over here. So if you guys can see, can you get in there? See how it's got a nice, focus in on there nice and sharp. You see how it's got a nice crumble look to it? That's exactly what you want right there. It's perfect. And then what I'm gonna do this I'm gonna take a tablespoon of water. And it usually takes about 2 to 3. Is it scary? Is it scary how close I called that? Does it freak you out how I nailed that just perfect? Okay, so that's our dough, okay? So I'm gonna grab the dough. Now again, you want the dough to be able to stick together, but you want it a little bit on the dry side. You don't wanna make it really wet. And you're gonna feel the dough, it's nice and cold. You don't wanna handle the dough a lot because what it's gonna do is it's gonna start to melt the butter. You don't wanna melt the butter. You want it to stay in those little crumbles, okay? So A simple thing to do, you can take this and throw it right in the refrigerator. I'm gonna actually throw it right in the freezer, and I'm gonna leave it in there for about 5 to 10 minutes because we're gonna try to rush it to get it done. When I'm done with that, I'm gonna set it across. I'm gonna show you how to make the little layers of dough that we're gonna make, put the apples in for the apple dumplings, okay? So be right back. Okay guys, welcome back. Are you ready? It's been about 15, 20 minutes. We're gonna grab the dough out of the freezer. Vito, would you be so kind as to grab the dough out of the freezer for me?
Sure.
Thank you so very much. I'm not allowed to call him my helper, so.
My son or Vito? That's what I go for.
Is that what it is? Not helper.
No.
Is that fair to say? I'm just checking, just throwing it out there. All right, so before you do what you think you're gonna do,
No, I'm just feeling it.
yeah, I'm just gonna sprinkle.
That's a nice dough.
It's a great dough. Yep, now listen, a lot of times people add sugar to the dough. I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I wouldn't add sugar to the dough if the filling's sweet. In this case, the filling's gonna be very sweet. So you wouldn't wanna do it. And we don't wanna handle it a lot, so. Okay, so get your hands off the dough, all right?
It feels cool.
Feels cool, doesn't it? All right, so we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna drop it in there, okay? Now, we're gonna do something really neat, Vee, and you're gonna be,
All right, let's do it.
not my helper, you're gonna be assistant. Can I say assistant?
No.
No, well, I can't even say assistant. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna essentially make a ball out of it, okay?
Okay.
And this is a perfect,
Oh,
absolutely
and then
perfect.
use the rolling pin.
Yep. And what I wanna do is just get it in one piece. And again, I don't wanna handle it too much because
Then
I
it'll
want
be
it to, right, you don't want the butter to melt. Okay, so I've got the flour over the side. Okay, I'm gonna cut it in half so we can work with a smaller piece, okay? And real simple, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take, I'm gonna open that up for you. Hold on 1 second there, Tiger. I'm gonna use it. Now this is one of my favorites. If you guys remember, it's got the wider middle. Because a lot of times that happens. Look how nice that dough is. Isn't that perfect?
Oh my god. It's amazing.
It is perfect. My son's being sarcastic, but that's a beautiful dough. Okay? And you see how it sticks together beautiful, but it started from a nice crumb? Okay? And the worry here is with the butter will get the dough sticky. So let me get the middle. So this gives you the middle nice and thin. So I'll always start off with this. Okay? And a little Dino going. And you're looking for about 1/4 of an inch. So Vee, I'm gonna have you, if you can, nice and easy, nice and gentle, roll that out, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this cutter, okay? And we're gonna cut almost like you're doing a cookie cutter. You're gonna cut little cookies, little discs. And we're gonna stack them off to the side. And then when the apples are done, we're gonna lay these out, the disc out. We're gonna put the apples inside. We're gonna close it, use a little bit of an egg wash, and make a nice little basket. So it's gonna carry 3 to 4 slices of apple that has been roasted already. Right, so it's got that caramelization, the sugar. We're gonna wrap that in, and we're gonna rebake them again now, 375 for another 20 minutes. Now essentially we're trying to cook the dough. All the flavors will marry, pull them out, let it cool. Homemade whipped cream with some ice cream. I mean, are you kidding me? Is that gonna be awesome or awesome?
It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, so that's good. Ooh, that's really thin. That's a little too thin, this is good though. So let me just take a quick, so we're just gonna go across it, okay? Now one of the great things to do is a hard surface if you have, and then we're just gonna go ahead, make a disc. Yep. And then we wanna have as little waste as it can, so go next to it, pull it up, yep, and go as tight as you can then to the outside as well. Yep, perfect. Yep, because we have to make 15 of these, plus 2 that we're gonna house today. We're gonna make 17. So, my father's birthday's coming, so, which is gonna be today. Oh, we gotta call Grandpa today. It's Grandpa's birthday today. And then everybody's coming up Tuesday for dinner, so we're making everybody dinner. And this is our dessert. So space these out. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make the discs. I'm gonna keep an eye on the apple, and I'll tune back with you guys in a few minutes. All right, Vito, I wanna ask you a question.
What?
What is one of the favorite things you like to drizzle over your apple dumpling?
Like a big tub full of cinnamon sauce.
Cinnamon sauce.
Just like that big.
So would you like to make some cinnamon sauce?
Yes.
All
That's what we're
right,
gonna
cinnamon sauce is phenomenal, and you're gonna drizzle. You're gonna almost create like a little bath for the dumpling to set in. Drizzle it over the top. Whipped cream, except in yours, because you're not a whipped cream fan, which I don't know what's the matter with you. And vanilla ice cream, all warm. Oh, unbelievable, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do, we basically want to make simple syrup. Simple syrup is made with 1 part sugar to 1 part water. So we want to make a lot of cinnamon syrup, cinnamon drizzle yumminess, nectar for my little guy here. So okay, so we're gonna take 2 cups of sugar. So go ahead, throw that right in there. Awesome. You can throw that. Oh wait, hold on. We need water. So let's do this. We're gonna take 2 cups. So we're doing 1 part of water to 1 part sugar. So we're doing 2 cups of sugar. In this case, you could do 1 cup and 1 cup. In this case, we're doing 2 cups sugar. So 2 cups of water. Dump it right in there. Now we're gonna warm it. 1, because it'll help dissolve the sugar, right? Now we're gonna put 1 tablespoon per cup of sugar. We got 2 cups of sugar, so we're gonna put 2 cups of,
2 tablespoons.
I'm sorry, 2, you're absolutely right, I apologize. 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. Awesome, very good. And then we want nutmeg. Now nutmeg is gonna give us the flavor of Italy, okay? So we definitely want that. I don't wanna waste any more cinnamon, so we pop that in there. All right, and then we're gonna want 1 teaspoon, typically per cup of sugar. So in this case, we're gonna, of vanilla. Okay, so we're gonna put 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Good, that's good. 1, and then do 1 more. And this is beautiful. This is a little way to cheat. It actually has flecks of vanilla in the syrup. And oh man, it's good stuff. Really good stuff. All right. That's good, right? So basically that's our simple syrup, if you will, cinnamon mixture. We're gonna put that on the stove. So if you wanna come right over with me. All right, so we're on the stove. What I like to do is I'll turn the heat up a little bit first just to get it up to temp, and then back way off on it, okay? And then I'm using my wooden spoon in there. And if you can come right inside, I don't know if you can get a good pick in there. Let me get the light on. So real simple. Now what's gonna happen is the dry ingredient, the cinnamon, isn't wanting to mix or incorporate itself right away, but it will. So just give it a few minutes, it'll start warming up, and as it starts to warm up, it'll all start to melt together, and after it starts to melt together, it's going to cook some of the water away. So you want to get it to a nice bubble, like a low-grade bubble. And then what's going to happen? Yeah, it'll get really nice. And then basically all those flavors are going to marry themselves together, and that's your cinnamon syrup. It's absolutely delicious. We're going to drizzle that right over the top
I can already
of the apple dumpling. Can you feel it? It's good, right? So while this is going, I'm going to check on the apples that are caramelizing, and we'll check back with you in a minute. All right, guys, you ready? Vito's giving me a little spoonful of sugar. So I got Vito up there stirring. Vito's up there stirring our simple cinnamon syrup. Awesome, right? And these apples are done, so I'm gonna pull them right out. So watch it. A lot of times when you pull it out, see all the steam coming out, right? So just watch it because you can burn yourself, okay? And I speak from experience here. You're so excited, okay? So what's starting to happen here is they're really starting to cook. And I'm going to pull them right out, set them right up here. Now that's going to cool. When that cools, that's going to thicken, is what's going to happen. So if you can get right in there, you see all the stuff's getting nice and hard? Apples are nice and done, okay? And I'm going to let them set. They're going to cool for us. And then when this cools, we're going to start making our dumplings. We're going to put everything back in the oven. And yeah, let's check on Vito's doing over there. How you doing, V?
Pretty good.
How's our simple cinnamon syrup coming?
It's getting a little thicker.
Okay.
A little thicker.
So just keep going. So that's probably going to take about 15 minutes or so.
Right.
I'll turn that back, and we'll get going, all right? I'll be back with you guys in a couple minutes. How you doing? How you holding up, buddy?
Pretty good.
All right, so we're going ahead. We made another batch. So we're just going ahead and cutting those because we're having so much fun. Because we got like 20 people coming over, so we realized we didn't have enough. So what we've got is our discs like I showed you. We're cutting them out. I've got a little egg white wash. We're putting about 5 to 6, depending on the size, apple slices right in the middle, okay? Now these are already pre-cooked. These are roasted apples, okay? So again, they're gonna have a little different flavor. And then with that wash, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna fold it up, okay? And then just like you'd almost like do a pie, see how I fold it and zip it together, right? Just pull it up. And remember, it's pie crust, so it's not gonna be, it's not like a cookie dough where it's gonna, and then once you get it up, you're just gonna do a nice decorative top, just like that. Beautiful. Okay? And then you're gonna pull it across. Any little holes, if anything cracks along the side, again, it's a pie crust, and you're just gonna set it across. And don't worry too much about how they look, because when they cook, we're gonna whitewash them, and then when they cook, they're gonna get a nice golden brown crisp on the outside. We're gonna pull them out, we're gonna drizzle them with some, what are we drizzling with? Our magic syrup. I have a question though, I'm a little concerned. Do we have any cinnamon sauce left? I believe the individual I hired to stir the sauce has been eating the sauce.
No.
Is there any left? I'm just curious.
Yes.
Okay, so we should be good, is what you're telling me?
Yep.
So we're going to drizzle with cinnamon sauce. We're going to put a little bit of walnuts or almonds or whatever. We're going to use we're going to use some walnuts on top, and then we're going to use whipped cream and ice cream on the side. Oh my God. Are you excited?
Yeah.
All right, we'll tune back with you guys in a couple minutes. So those just went in a few minutes ago. So we got 16, 17, 18, 20. We got 20. So that means we only needed 17. That means we've got 3 to taste here in the kitchen when they're done. Is that right? Now my only concern is, do we have any cinnamon sauce left?
We have a lot left.
Are you sure? Because you've been taking ladles and drinking it.
Because it's amazing.
It's amazing, it's good stuff. All right, so we're gonna tune back in a few minutes. When this is done, we're gonna pull out of the oven, we're gonna plate it. We're gonna plate it with whipped cream, ice cream, cinnamon sauce, and walnuts, chopped walnuts on top. Oh my God, it's gonna be awesome. Talk to you guys in a minute. You guys ready? All right, here we go. Let me tell you, first off, are we having fun?
Yes.
Number 2, does this look like a spread of dessert that you want to dive into? It's amazing. And you got that nutmeg in there, which gives it that nice Italian flavor. I've got some vanilla ice cream. You can see the little flecks of vanilla, absolutely perfect, okay? We've got our dumplings right here, so I'm gonna put, these are right out of the oven. Look at how absolutely gorgeous these are. And again, you got the roasted apples, so they're gonna have a nice different flavor in there. I'm gonna, woo, that's hot, pop that out of the way. Now, you wanted some sauce, correct?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you do not want, this is our cinnamon sauce. I can't believe there's any left the way you've been pounding it. My son's been walking around the ladle drinking it. Okay, so on top, yes? Okay. And any on the vanilla or just leave it like that?
Just a little bit on the vanilla.
Just like a drizzle like that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh my God, is my mouth watering right now or what? All right, so I'm gonna hit that right there. Oh, a little bit more, just a bit. I don't want it on it. Okay, perfect, hold on. Perfect, hold on. Wait, you can't bite into it yet? Can't bite into it yet? Now I'm gonna use some walnuts right over the top. Okay, then I'm gonna hit it with some whipped cream right on top, off to the side there, just like that. And then just a couple more walnuts. Oh, is that unbelievable? Look at that. Fantastic. Are you ready? Wait, you already had your bite?
No.
Did you have a bite yet? No. You stinker. All right, let's try it. So what we've got vanilla ice cream. We've got the homemade pie crust with the roasted apples, if you remember, so they're coated. Homemade whipped cream, and we've got the homemade sauce.
Perfect.
So,
right here.
drizzled with walnuts. Oh my God, my mouth is watering.
Perfect bite right here.
I'm trying to get that perfect bite. Oh my God, are you ready? Oh my God. Are you serious? How awesome is that?
It was down.
Vito, I gotta tell you, great helper today. You were unbelievable. Not an assistant, not my little helper. Awesome stuff. Guys, I gotta have one more bite. I know you're saying you're going in for one more. I am. I gotta eat. This is the perfect bite right there. Oh my God. Is that the best apple dumpling I think we've ever made? The crust is phenomenal, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Guys, great recipe, easy, takes a little while. Very easy, and again, if you roast those apples beforehand, they caramelize, they give a whole different depth of flavor, and add just a little nutmeg, which will complement the vanilla ice cream and the whipped cream. Always a great time to spend with you guys cooking, sharing recipes, sharing my heritage, setting some traditions, hopefully for your family. Enjoy a great recipe, enjoy some time with your family. Look forward to talking to you guys next week. Buon appetito.